everyone. Love, a word so small, yet it carries the weight of the universe, a feeling so powerful it has shaped history, inspired poetry, and given life its deepest meaning. But what is love really? Love is not just a fleeting emotion, nor is it just the grand gestures we see in movies. It is the quiet strength in the background, the hand that holds yours in silence, the presence that lingers even when miles apart. Love is the way a mother watches her child sleep, the way a friend listens without judgment, the way two souls find each other in a world full of noise. Love is more than an emotion. It is a force that shapes lives, defines relationships, and gives meaning to the human experience. It is often mistaken for a mere feeling, something fleeting that comes and goes with time. But love is not just about emotions that change with circumstances. It is a deeper, more profound energy that transcends momentary pleasure or pain. It is something that influences decisions, guides actions, and becomes the foundation upon which people build their lives. From the moment we are born, love is the first thing we seek. A child cries not just out of hunger or discomfort, but also for the warmth of a loving embrace. The simple act of being held reassures a baby that they are safe, that they are cared for, and that they belong. This need for love does not fade as we grow older. It only evolves. As we navigate life, we continue to seek connection, understanding, and a sense of belonging. Love is not merely about feeling happy. It is about feeling valued, seen, and understood. Love is not confined to romantic relationships. It is present in the bond between a parent and child, in the friendship that withstands years of change, in the sacrifices made without expectation of reward. It is in the way a teacher patiently nurtures a student's growth, in the way a friend listens without judgment, in the way a stranger offers kindness without asking for anything in return. These acts of love prove that it is not just an emotion, but a force that moves people to act in ways that make life meaningful. History has been shaped by love in ways both grand and subtle. Great leaders have fought for justice out of love for their people. Artists, poets, and musicians have created masterpieces inspired by love that defies time and space. Parents have made unimaginable sacrifices for their children out of love that goes beyond personal comfort. Love has been the driving force behind revolutions, the foundation of great civilizations, and the quiet reason behind everyday kindness. It has the power to unite nations, to heal wounds, and to bring people together despite their differences. If love were merely an emotion, it would be fragile, unreliable, and easily lost. But love endures even when emotions fade. There are moments when love does not feel exciting or passionate, when it does not give immediate joy. However, true love does not vanish in those moments. Instead, it deepens, grows, and transforms. It is present in the quiet companionship of a couple who have spent decades together, in the unspoken understanding between best friends, in the unwavering support of a family member. Love is the choice to stay, to support, to forgive, and to continue caring, even when it is not easy. Love also has the power to heal. In times of loss, pain, and uncertainty, love is the force that gives people the strength to keep going. It is found in the comforting words of a friend, in the gentle reassurance of a partner, in the unwavering presence of a loved one. Love does not always erase pain, but it gives people the courage to face it. It teaches resilience, patience, and hope. Even in the darkest moments, love is the light that reminds people they are not alone. Love is not always grand or dramatic. It is in the little things. The way someone remembers how you take your coffee, the way they check on you after a long day, the way they support your dreams even when they do not fully understand them. It is in the quiet sacrifices, the small gestures, and the moments that may seem insignificant but carry deep meaning. These are the moments that prove love is not just about feelings, but about presence, commitment, and action. True love does not seek control or demand perfection. It does not manipulate, force, or harm. Love in its purest form is freedom. It allows people to be their true selves, to grow, and to become better. It is not about ownership, but about partnership. It is not about perfection, but about acceptance. Love does not ask someone to change who they are. It inspires them to become the best version of themselves. The world often portrays love as something to be chased, as if it is an elusive prize that only a few can attain. But love is not something to be found. It is something to be given and shared. It is not about waiting for someone else to complete you. It is about choosing to give love in every aspect of life. It is in the way people treat their families, their friends, their communities, It is in the way people choose kindness over cruelty, understanding over judgment, and forgiveness over resentment. Love, at its core, is not just an emotion, it is the most powerful and transformative force in existence. It is what drives people to create, to connect, and to live with purpose. It is what gives life depth and meaning. Love is not something that can be measured, explained, or contained in words alone. It is something to be experienced, to be given freely, and to be cherished. In the end, love is not just what we feel, it is what we do, who we are, and what makes life truly worth living. Love is not always found in grand gestures or dramatic moments. It exists in the smallest, quietest details of daily life, often unnoticed yet deeply significant. It is in the way a mother gently tucks her child into bed at night, in the way a friend remembers your favorite song, in the way a partner makes sure you eat after a long, exhausting day. Love does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it is simply there, woven into the ordinary moments that make up our lives. Many people believe that love must be spectacular to be real. They imagine passionate declarations, extravagant gifts, and once in a lifetime moments. While those things can be expressions of love, they are not the foundation of it. True love does not need a stage or an audience. It is not measured by how much money is spent or how grand a gesture appears. Instead, it is felt in the subtle, everyday interactions that build trust, security, and connection. A simple text message that says, "Drive safe," is love. A warm cup of tea made without being asked is love. A reassuring hand on your back when you feel uncertain is love. These acts may seem small, but they carry a depth that words cannot always express. Love is in the consistency of these little moments, in the way they remind us that we matter to someone, that someone is thinking of us, even in the most ordinary circumstances. Love is present in the way people support each other without expecting recognition. A father waking up early to prepare breakfast before heading to work. A friend offering a listening ear without needing to fix the problem. A sibling silently standing by your side in difficult times. These are all expressions of love that often go unspoken. They are not always dramatic, but they hold immense power. Love does not have to be declared loudly to be real. Sometimes it is most authentic when it is simply lived. The beauty of love in everyday moments is that it does not seek attention or validation. It exists because it is natural, because caring for someone means wanting to ease their burdens, celebrate their joys, and be a steady presence in their life. Love does not always require words. Sometimes it is felt most strongly in the things left unsaid. A knowing glance, a small smile, a gentle touch. These silent gestures speak volumes about the depth of love shared between two people. In a world that often glorifies grand romantic gestures, the love found in daily life can be overlooked. Yet, it is this kind of love that sustains relationships, that builds lifelong bonds, that weaves itself into the fabric of our existence. The love that lasts is not the kind that burns brightly for a short while and then fades. It is the steady, unwavering love that remains through every ordinary day. Love is also about patience and presence. It is about being there, not just in moments of celebration, but in times of struggle, in moments of doubt, in the long stretches of everyday life when nothing extraordinary is happening. It is about showing up, even when it is inconvenient, even when it is difficult. It is about the commitment to stand beside someone, not just when it is easy, but when it requires effort and understanding. The small expressions of love often carry more weight than the grandest declarations. A whispered "I'm here" during a difficult moment can mean more than 1,000 poetic words. A simple act of kindness on an ordinary day can be more meaningful than an extravagant gift on a special occasion. Love is not about impressing others. It is about making someone feel seen, valued, and safe. When love is present in everyday moments, it transforms life. It makes ordinary days feel special. It turns a simple meal into a shared experience, a walk in the park into a moment of connection, a routine phone call into a source of comfort. Love adds depth to the seemingly mundane aspects of life, reminding us that happiness is not always found in extraordinary events, but in the simple presence of those who care for us. True love does not depend on circumstances. It does not require perfect timing or ideal situations. It finds its way into the small routines of life, into the unnoticed details, into the gestures that ask for nothing in return. It is there in the way a friend remembers your coffee order, in the way a pet waits by the door for you to come home, in the way a loved one covers you with a blanket when you fall asleep on the couch. These acts may seem insignificant, but they are the threads that hold relationships together, that make life feel rich and meaningful. To love and be loved is not about waiting for extraordinary moments. It is about recognizing the love that already exists in everyday life. It is about appreciating the quiet ways in which people show they care, about understanding that the truest love is not always the loudest or the most visible. It is the love that lingers in the background, steady and sure, asking for nothing but giving everything. This is the love that lasts, the love that matters, the love that makes life truly beautiful. Love is often romanticized as something effortless and perfect, a magical feeling that remains unchanged over time. But real love is not about perfection, it is about endurance. It is not just about the highs of happiness and passion, but about the ability to withstand challenges, hardships, and the unpredictable nature of life. Love is a choice, a commitment, and a conscious decision to stay even when things get tough. Many people enter relationships believing that love should always feel easy, that it should always bring joy, and that if it becomes difficult, something must be wrong. But love is not immune to struggles. It is tested by misunderstandings, disappointments, and moments of frustration. The strongest relationships are not the ones without conflict, but the ones that survive it, learn from it, and grow because of it. Love is not about avoiding problems. It is about facing them together. Love is imperfect because people are imperfect. Every person has flaws, insecurities, and habits that might not always align with those of their partner, friend, or family member. True love does not demand perfection. It accepts flaws and learns to work through differences. It is about seeing someone at their worst and choosing to stand by them anyway. It is about understanding that people will make mistakes and that forgiveness, patience, and compromise are necessary. One of the most important aspects of enduring love is the willingness to communicate. When challenges arise, it is easy to withdraw, to let resentment build, or to assume that the other person should automatically understand what is wrong. But love requires effort, and part of that effort is being open and honest, even when conversations are uncomfortable. It means expressing feelings without fear, listening with an open heart, and working together to find solutions. A love that lasts is built on a foundation of trust and mutual understanding, and that can only happen when both people are willing to communicate. Love is also about sacrifice, not in the sense of giving up one's identity, but in the sense of putting in the effort to support and uplift each other. It is about meeting halfway, adjusting expectations, and sometimes putting the needs of the relationship above personal convenience. It is not always glamorous. Sometimes it looks like staying up late to comfort a partner after a long day or choosing to be patient when every instinct says to argue. True love is about effort, about showing up even when it is not easy, about choosing to be present even when distance or circumstances make it difficult. Hard times do not mean love is failing, they mean love is being tested. And love that endures does not run away from difficulty, it stands strong through it. It does not crumble under pressure, but finds new ways to rebuild. There will be moments when love does not feel exciting, when it feels routine, when it lacks the spark of its early days. But love is not just about excitement. It is about depth, about a connection that goes beyond surface level attraction. It is about growing together, evolving together, and finding new reasons to appreciate each other even as time changes. Love that lasts is not dependent on feelings alone. Feelings are temporary. They shift and change with circumstances. Some days love feels effortless, like sunshine warming your skin. Other days, love feels like work, like pushing through a storm with no guarantee of clear skies ahead. But real love is not just about feeling good. It is about the decision to keep going, to hold on even when the road is rough. It is about trusting that the effort is worth it, that the love is bigger than the temporary challenges. Love is also about patience. People grow at different rates, heal from wounds in their own time, and sometimes struggle with things they cannot put into words. Love is about giving space when needed, offering support without pressure, and believing in someone even when they do not believe in themselves. It is about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. A love that lasts does not seek to control or change the other person. Instead, it nurtures their growth and celebrates who they are. Love endures when it is built on friendship, on mutual respect, and on the ability to find joy in the simple moments. It is not just about passion or grand gestures. It is about the quiet moments of understanding, the unspoken support, the comfort of knowing that someone is there. It is about choosing each other again and again through every phase, every challenge, and every imperfection. True love is not perfect and it does not need to be. What matters is not that love remains unchanged, but that it grows, adapts, and strengthens over time. The kind of love that lasts is not the love that never faces difficulty, but the love that chooses to endure it. It is not love that avoids problems, but love that stands firm in the face of them. It is love that is not afraid of imperfection, but embraces it, learns from it, and grows because of it. That is the love that truly lasts. Love is often thought of as something that is spoken, three simple words that carry deep meaning. But true love is not just about saying, I love you. It is about showing it, proving it through actions, through consistency, through the way someone treats another person every single day. Love is a verb, not just a feeling. It is not measured by how often it is declared, but by the way it is expressed in patience, kindness, forgiveness, and sacrifice. Many people confuse love with grand gestures, expensive gifts, dramatic surprises, elaborate declarations. While those things can be beautiful expressions of love, they are not its foundation. Love is built in the small, everyday choices that demonstrate care, respect, and commitment. It is in the effort made, the time given, and the way someone prioritizes the well-being of another. True love does not seek to impress, it seeks to nurture, to uplift, and to protect. Patience is one of the greatest expressions of love. Life is full of challenges, and no one is perfect. People make mistakes, have bad days, and struggle with their own battles. Love is shown in the way someone chooses to be patient rather than reacting with frustration. It is in the way they understand rather than judge, in the way they give grace rather than demand perfection. When love is patient, it allows people to grow at their own pace, to make mistakes and learn from them, and to feel safe in the relationship. Kindness is another way love is truly expressed. It may seem simple, but kindness is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Love without kindness is empty. It is not just about being polite, but about being considerate, about treating others with gentleness and respect. Love is shown in the way someone speaks to their partner, friend, or family member, in the way they choose words that heal rather than harm. It is in the way they offer comfort when someone is struggling, in the way they go out of their way to make life a little easier for those they care about. Forgiveness is also at the heart of true love. No relationship, whether romantic, familial, or platonic, can survive without forgiveness. People will hurt each other, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unknowingly. Love is not about never making mistakes. It is about being willing to acknowledge them, to apologize, and to move forward. Holding on to resentment and anger only creates distance, while forgiveness allows love to heal and grow stronger. Love is choosing to see the best in someone even after they have shown their worst. It is about understanding that no one is perfect and that true connection requires grace and second chances. Love is also shown through sacrifice, though not in the way many people think. Sacrifice in love does not mean giving up one's identity, dreams, or happiness. It means being willing to put effort into the relationship even when it is not convenient. It is waking up early to help someone who needs you, making time when life gets busy, or standing by someone even when they are going through their worst moments. Love is about compromise, about meeting halfway, about sometimes putting another person's needs before your own, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to see them happy. Small gestures often carry the deepest meaning in love. A hand placed gently on someone's back when they are anxious, a cup of coffee made just the way they like it, a note left behind just to say, I'm thinking of you. These things might seem insignificant, but they're the building blocks of real love. Love is not only in the big moments, but in the daily acts of care that remind someone they are valued and cherished. Consistency is another sign of true love. It is easy to love when things are new and exciting, but real love continues even in the routine, even in the dull moments. It is about showing up not just when it is convenient, but always. It is about being reliable, about making someone feel safe and secure, about proving time and time again that love is not just words, but a constant presence. Love is also about support. It is about celebrating someone's successes as if they were your own, standing by them when they are struggling and believing in them when they doubt themselves. Love is not about competition or jealousy. It is about lifting each other up, about wanting the best for someone even when their dreams take them in a different direction. It is about being proud of someone for who they are, not just for what they can offer. In the end, love is not measured by how many times someone says, I love you, but by the actions that prove it. It is in the patience that allows someone to be themselves, in the kindness that makes them feel safe, in the forgiveness that mends what is broken, and in the sacrifices that show true commitment. Love is a choice made every single day, a choice to be kind, to be patient, to be forgiving, and to give without expecting anything in return. It is these choices more than any words that define what love truly is. Love is often seen as something that is given to others, a force that exists between people, binding them together in relationships, friendships, and family bonds. But the truth is, love begins within. The ability to truly love others comes from first understanding, accepting, and loving oneself. Without self love, even the strongest relationships can struggle because love that is given to others without a foundation of self worth can become needy, insecure, or dependent. True love flourishes when it is rooted in a deep sense of self-respect, self-compassion, and inner peace. Many people seek love from others to fill a void within themselves. They believe that finding the right partner, having the perfect friend, or receiving constant validation will make them feel whole. But when love is sought as a means to feel complete, it places an unfair burden on relationships. No one else can provide the self-worth that must first be built from within. Without self-love, relationships can become imbalanced, filled with fear, insecurity, and the constant need for reassurance. Instead of being a source of joy, love becomes something to cling to, something that defines one's identity rather than complementing it. Self-love is not about arrogance or selfishness. It is about recognizing one's own value, setting healthy boundaries, and understanding that love should be a source of mutual growth rather than a means of survival. When someone truly loves themselves, they do not need to chase love or beg for attention. They do not settle for relationships that diminish them or stay in situations where they are not valued. They understand that love should enhance their life, not be the only thing that gives it meaning. Loving oneself also means accepting imperfections. No one is flawless, and real self-love does not mean thinking one is perfect. It means embracing one's strengths while also acknowledging weaknesses with kindness rather than judgment. It means treating oneself with the same compassion and understanding that would be given to a loved one. Many people are their own harshest critics, speaking to themselves in ways they would never speak to a friend. True self-love replaces self-criticism with self-acceptance, allowing space for growth without the weight of constant self-doubt. Self-love also plays a crucial role in the way people give and receive love. When someone truly loves themselves, they do not love from a place of fear or desperation. They do not seek to control others or demand love in return. Instead, they love freely, without insecurity, without manipulation, without the constant fear of loss. Love given from a place of self-love is pure. It is not about possession, but about appreciation. It is not about filling an emptiness, but about sharing an abundance of joy and connection. One of the most significant signs of self-love is the ability to set and respect boundaries. Many people struggle with saying no, fearing that doing so will make them unlovable or push people away. But true love, whether for oneself or others, requires boundaries. Love does not mean sacrificing one's well-being for the sake of pleasing others. It does not mean tolerating mistreatment, neglect, or emotional exhaustion. When someone loves themselves, they recognize their limits and understand that it is okay to walk away from situations that do not serve their happiness or peace. Self-love is also about taking care of oneself, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It means prioritizing mental health, taking time to rest, allowing space for joy, and surrounding oneself with people who uplift rather than drain. It means forgiving oneself for past mistakes, allowing space for healing, and understanding that growth is a lifelong process. It is about making choices that align with one's values and happiness rather than trying to fit into expectations set by others. Loving oneself creates a foundation for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. When people truly value themselves, they attract love that is genuine, that is given freely rather than out of obligation or dependence. They do not stay in relationships that diminish them or accept love that is conditional. They do not settle for being tolerated when they deserve to be cherished. They recognize that the right kind of love will never require them to shrink, to change who they are, or to compromise their self-worth. Ultimately, love begins from within. It is not something that must be earned, begged for, or proven. It is something that already exists inside each person, waiting to be nurtured. The most profound love stories are not just between two people, they are also between an individual and themselves. When self love is strong, love given to others becomes healthier, purer, and more resilient. It is not based on fear or need, but on true connection, on appreciation, on the desire to share joy rather than seek validation. A person who loves themselves walks through life with confidence, knowing that their worth is not defined by another's love, but by the way they see themselves. They do not fear being alone because they understand that they are already complete. They do not rely on others to make them happy, but rather seek relationships that enhance the happiness they have already built within. And when they love deeply, authentically, and without conditions, because love that comes from within is the kind that lasts, the kind that truly matters.